Okay, so I got my big pile of perch in the bucket. I'm going to show you how I fillet these using my Mr. Twister electric fillet knife and a Big Eddie knife from Columbia River Knife and Tool. Really, you can use any highly flexible fillet knife here. I just like the CRKTs, but the Victorinox also work really well in this scenario. What I really like about the Mr. Twister is that it's very affordable. It's about $30. I've filleted thousands of walleye and catfish and perch with this thing, and it just keeps going. I haven't even replaced the blades yet, and it's very efficient at removing meat from the bone, and you can do it very quickly. So I'm going to start by making an incision right here from the top of the gill plate down behind the pectoral fin. Now you don't want to go through the spinal cord, but you'll feel it hit that bone, and then you're going to rotate it and you're going to run it all the way down along the spinal cord until you get to the tail, but we don't want to cut through the tail because we're going to use that to leverage the fillet off of the skin. And I press down pretty firmly until I get down to the bottom there, and then you can see there's very little meat left here. Now I'm going to bring my knife to the edge of the table because I'm going to cut the meat away from the skin. I'm going to use the flexibility of this blade. This blade is incredibly flexible. So I'm going to be able to push down on the edge of the table here. There you go. And there's almost no meat left on that skin there. And having that body still attached to this makes it easier to pressure that meat away from the bone. And then we're just going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Sometimes you have to just catch that belly. You can cut through that belly and then rotate. Stop just short of the tail. And again, pushing down firmly. And there we go. You can pick away the sperm sac on this male. Okay, so there's two fillets, and you can see how thin this is. You can see my fingers through that meat. It's so thin, there's almost no waste there. So that's really nice. Okay, now that I got the fillets, I'm gonna put my flexible fillet knife to use here. Now there's a couple ways to go about this. I could try and cut underneath the ribs and carry this away and have one complete fillet, but that takes a lot longer for me, and I'm processing oftentimes 20, 30 or more perch at a time. And there's also a row of pin bones right in here too that I have to deal with, right behind the rib meat here. So I do this this way to have a very quick and easy process. So I'm going to cut right above the ribs down to the cutting board, and I'm going to follow along the rib cage. Okay? And that gives me a boneless fillet right there. There's no bones in this fillet. That is a great eater size fillet. Put that aside in my bowl. Okay, there's a row of pin bones right here. You can see oftentimes on that darker line of meat. So I cut just below those pin bones down to the ribs, and then rotate this flexible blade, and I cut down along the ribs, clear away. I get another nice chunk of meat. All that's left here is rib bones, and then those little tiny pin bones right here. You can see them kind of sticking out right there. So this really maximizes the meat. It makes it very quick and easy to do, and just repeat with the other one, and then you're on to your next fish. You can usually, once you get good at this, you can usually process a fish in 30 to 40 seconds.